Welcome back to our glorious republic. Hope you're having a great day today. Our farm vehicles are in pretty bad shape. As you guys know, it's been a very long time that they've been in service over here, and it is about time for them all to start breaking down. All the time, actually. Breaking down all the time. They're at 100% wear and tear. So it is time for us to start thinking about how to repair these vehicles. Now, we could do a one-time thing, and I think I might do that this year, just because there's going to be a huge overload of customers for our repair centers, if that makes sense. But we definitely want to set up something that's a more long-term solution, right? So I've got a lot of different distribution offices, and not all of them are, bad. So we're still going to get some crops brought in. I did stagger my builds and sort of like how I brought them in, right? So they're on different timers, which is a good thing. We can spread out their repairs. But after a while, if we leave it like this, it's clearly all of them are going to have to get repaired. So what I'd like to do in today's video, we're going to do a whole bunch of things that needs to be done, but we're going to start by trying to make sure that the logistics are set up for moving critical resources around for vehicle repairs. So we have vehicle repair stations here, and over here as well. I think most of the farm vehicles will probably come to this one, but it's a smaller one, right? It's not super large, and so we got two vehicles to go out and repair things. But what we really need is the resources brought here, right? That's the big thing. You can't just stick people in here. It's not going to work. People could drive here, and that's completely possible. But I could do a basic or higher. Oh yeah, I should probably do that, shouldn't I? I guess prefer university education is still fine though. Yeah, but anyway, we want repair people to be over here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow vehicles to leave if they're idle for too long. We want to make sure we do that because we don't have a lot of stuff set up for this, at least not yet. So that's what these things are doing. And so any vehicles that come on in here to get repaired are going to leave if they're sitting there for too long. Helicopters are building this. This is my new distribution office that's going to be over this way. And this distribution office's sole job is responsible for moving repair center stuff over to where it needs to go. So our 3 repair centers that we have, we'll probably have a 4th at some point. Maybe I was thinking like over here somewhere. But, and we also have one that's going to be prompted to get built over here too, right? A fairly large one, right? Is going to be over here. And so this office is responsible for just moving product around to where we always have the resources and repairs in the repair center. It's going to get its resources by there's freaking helicopters everywhere, man. It's going to get its resources by this train here. So the same resources that we are delivering for construction are going to be dipped into by this office. Now there's one resource that we're not really producing locally over here, and or at least we're not able to get over here with trains even, and that is fabric. So fabric we're creating, not very fast right now, mind you. We have plenty of clothes though, but we're creating fabric. The thing is though, we use it as fast as we create it, so there's no chance for the train to pick this up. So I have 2 options. I can either create more fabric over here, which is like not a lot of space for that to happen, so probably not. Or we can create our own fabric over here for the purposes of all the usages we're probably going to get out of it in this area. And since it really only takes crops to make it, I think that's the solution we're going to do. So I'm going to come over here, and in this little area right here, this is what I think we're going to put this. We're going to say that we have a fabric factory located right over here. It should fit here. Should. Right there. Yep. Kind of want it to be a little bit further this direction just for the sake of those pipes. Yeah, here we go. So this is going to be where our fabric factory is, okay? Now, this is a high priority construction. I'm going to leave that alone because we're not really ready for it yet. But I have another parking lot going in over here that's going to allow for cars to get over here and, to go to work, repair vehicles and such. So that's going to be good. Over here on this side, I've got a bunch of additional plans laid out. I'm glad it's dark so I can show you the outlines a little bit easier. So obviously all the houses and stuff were put in, and that's great. I've expanded sort of the different designs, so I've added a few houses into here. There's a small clinic in here for, the hospitals and stuff. You guys kind of saw that stuff happening. Kindergarten. I've added a basketball court, a volleyball court, I guess volleyball, and then there's soccer, I suppose, or football, right? We've got an indoor pool over here, a cinema over here, And then this is the heat exchanger, which should reach all these buildings. All right, so that's the heat exchanger to provide heat for all this area. We also have the sewage tank there and the water station there, and that covers every building in this area as well. As we expand this direction, I'm going to have the roads, hopefully, biased to where these, the traffic system, it's a little bit wonky in terms of like how cars choose their pathing. But what I'm hoping they do is they all go down this asphalt road over here, right turn, onto the side, right? We also have a dedicated right here. I'm also building another one right here, and I'm another one right on this side as well. So allowing these right turns to happen is going to create a lot more fluid traffic flow, I think, and it's going to be a really big deal, especially like as they start to head this way more often. We've got this roundabout now completed with asphalt at least. So let's go ahead and get that done. And then I think it's time for us to pave this road too. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the other road projects I have scheduled are done. So I'm going to come over to where my other road stuff is happening. Is right over here. And to see if they are done with this yet. Not quite. So I'm expanding this out to have that, double asphalt roads. All of these roads are done. So we can also see what that would look like by just kind of doing one of these numbers here, right? I'm going to bring this down, and we have this little spot right here where they can merge over. I'm not sure where I'm going to do that yet. I know it's something that's going to be necessary. There's going to have to be some other alternative turnaround point in here, but this is kind of how I've pictured this road going to let people in and out of this area. And then this is going to be, of course, this direction. We have to have this be two-way, and then this would go out this direction, and eventually it would go that way onto that road. And then this one would go this direction as well. All right. For this part here, it is an exit, so it's going to have to go out this direction all the way to that road, and then this one would go in from that side. All right, good. And then this one goes that way. So with this one going that way, that's why this crossing exists. It's allowing people to get out and go that direction instead of having to turn this way. And then, like, if they have to go this direction and go around the roundabout, then there's really no reason to ever go this way. There's no purpose to this road. But I want them to be able to exit so that they can, get out to all the various different roads that there are. They can go any direction they want. And so I think this needs to be converted to an asphalt road there, to allow that, to allow what that bus just did to happen regularly. So we're going to go ahead and have the road construction crews do that. Get some labor assigned to that as well. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of overlays. We're at 19.8 thousand. So this is like one of those really critical points in the game. Like 20,000 is this really interesting part of the game when you're dealing with multiple cities, because it really tests the stability of how you set things up. 20K, right? This is the part where your food production can start to get really stressed out, which is why we have 2 food factories. We have 2 food factories also because of repairs and machines shutting down, things like that. So this one here, for example, the machines are going to shut down. I wish this game had more automation with workforce, in that when the machines are getting repaired here, everyone would then go to this one. I really wish that was a thing. But you can see we've kind of staggered how this is going to be assorted. So we have 0% on the machines here, 40% on this one. And so if I was to, say, for example, hit replace machines right now, it would shut this down, and then everyone would come to this factory only, right, to work. At least that would be the hope anyway. I don't think they can actually reach that, right? They can't reach that from there. So if there's no labor available here, they'll just repurpose themselves to other buildings, which is going to be great for our fabric factories and things like that too. So, but then we also need a lot more people to be able to get here, and that's mostly driving. We don't really have a whole lot of ways for people to get here aside from driving. So I think, wait, you gotta go to the bus, right? Yeah, the bus stop right here can get there. Yeah. All right, so hopefully there'll be enough people riding the bus here to keep us up. But this is the point where, again, our food production starts to get really strained. So I did want to activate exports of food, but given that this thing is so close to having its machines replaced, I think I'm going to hold off on doing that and just keep the big surplus for now. I also have a couple of extra roads we could maybe start getting asphalt here as well. Just a couple of different ones there. We'll mark that up. And so when they're done doing the roads that are in this area and we're kind of like all set, I'm going to have them come on over here, and we're going to have this long road right here done to get this highway done. And then I want to get this road done so we get this highway done too. Okay. We don't need to go down this direction yet, but you can see it's eventually planned to go that way too. All right. So when this distribution office is completed, which I really hope is soon, then I can start hooking up all the supplies. Okay. So every single one of these places are going to need mechanical components, electrical components, electronics, and plastic. Those things are going to or should be coming into this stop. I'm not seeing it in a very high quantity right now, but it should be going into this stop. And I'm kind of regretting having a small warehouse here now. I kind of want to make a bigger one. There's not a lot of room for a bigger one, but I kind of want to make a bigger one. If I was to build a bigger one, it would probably be right like this. But it has to be a different design so we can have the factory connection go on the other side of these things. So I'm thinking maybe we go like this. I think this one is better, right? Much bigger, much higher capacity for storing goods here. I like this more. I'm going to have to move that electrical to make that happen. Or I could have done it on the other side of it, but of course there's a road there too. So the design does call for a little bit difference here. So I think we're not really using this yet. So I think I can tear that down now, actually. Yeah, I think I can probably pull this line back. Let's pull it back from here and here. Get rid of these two. We'll have this go around whatever. It'll go over the factory connection wherever that ends up being. But we'll have this stuff assigned to some demolition offices as well. Let's get Sternikova involved on that. Okay. And then we'll probably need to transfer this to another warehouse. So I'm thinking this distribution office's first job is going to be moving stuff out of here. And then I'll go ahead and just close this off so we don't deliver any additional goods here. We'll just go ahead and do that. Now, of course, we can deliver fabric, but we don't have that connected to the stuff over there, right? We're not producing enough of it, which is why this factory here is going to create its own. Given that it's going to be creating its own, and the fact that we have plenty of roadways already moving through here fairly well, I think it's probably a good idea to allow this fabric factory, to connect directly to the new warehouse I'm going to be building, right? Makes sense. Put your fabric directly in the warehouse. I think that makes a lot of sense. So, because then if we're overproducing here, as we may, then we can always pick it up here and send it around the Republic to the other side. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. And so in order to do that, I need to get rid of this road. So we're going to take this road out of here all the way to here, I guess. Yep. That'll leave this road intact, but this road will go. Okay. So we'll get Sternikova on that as well. We really don't have much for demolition offices to do right now, so I guess I'll just get everybody involved on that one. And then we'll get rid of this road, and then we'll have this stuff be high priorities as well, just to do it. All right, so when that gets cleared out, we'll kind of upgrade this ahead of time. Just now that we know how I kind of want to do it, we'll go ahead and upgrade that. And then, again, the task for this office, once it's done, is to just move this stuff out of here and to stick it over into this warehouse if we can. Maybe it's a little bit full, isn't it? I might need another warehouse just to do it. We could stick it into this one. We're not really using this one right now. The shopping center has nothing to do because it's brand new and I just didn't set it up yet. So I think we'll go ahead and shut this down for now. Let's make it to where nobody's working here. And then we're going to use this warehouse temporarily to store these goods until this one's done, and then we can transfer it out of this one back over to here, and then we can set up the shopping center, because the shopping center it's not a big deal, right? Because they've got this, and most people should just be going here anyway, albeit we don't have enough people working there, which is a little bit of an issue. I think it's because this bus stop is shut down right now. Yeah, that's the only reason. This bus stop is shut down right now, so we're probably gonna have a little bit of a happiness hit in that there's just no shoppers. There's no ability for the shoppers to get what they want here. That's why we have redundancy, right? We've got this little grocery store here, which can cater to shoppers for their food and meat and stuff. And then we've got this one over here with a parking lot nearby, which they can get their clothes and electronics, right? So we have some redundancy. People can still get what they need. They just can't get it from here right now. And in fact, I probably should just shut this place down so they do go the other places. Maybe I'll just cancel the number of workers over here for a second, or for, I guess, a few minutes, until I can get this bus stop back operational. I'm trying to do a more permanent one here, right? So we just got to get things going that way. Okay. So Noski's going to kind of take care of itself at the moment. We'll check back in on it later. Let's talk about electrification on tracks. So I've got this part here done. I did have to make this here. I don't know why I needed to. And in fact, I probably just like skipped a little segment here that wasn't done yet. But long story short, maybe it was even, could be even right here. Did I get this? Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I want to get this segment done. This side here is done already, but this side is not. So I want to get that side done. So we're going to electrify that. That's going to cut them off from being able to get around here, which means now those trains need to go the other direction. So temporarily, nobody's going to be able to access steel. All right, so we want to make sure that the office is auto searching that. Let's make sure. Do you see it? Do you see it? And you don't look like you do. Let's get you on that job, okay? It's a real simple job. You'll go through here, you'll get that done. Once that's completed, we'll have electrification all the way up to this signal, where that crossing is, I guess. We'll also have electrification done completely all the way through here, all the way through here, and all the way to this intersection. We're done all the way to, all the way to this point here, okay? So this is where the electrification is now needing to be done, and this is where it is already done, okay? So next I want to get this segment, because this segment really doesn't have a good bypass, you know? Like this stuff here is really easy to electrify because we've got this other path right here. The trains can just go around. No big deal. So I can start electrification here anytime I want. But this part here is a little bit more complicated because the trains that are bringing passengers are going to come through here and then they want to continue. They can't turn around. There's no crossing for them to turn around and go the other way. So I need them to be able to continue around this way if I want fluid movement from the trains. But they only need to really be able to do that from one direction. So we're going to leave the right side open so that they can keep going this way. And we're going to close this side of the track and electrify this side first. So to do that, I'm going to need this eventually anyway. We're going to set up a bypass as well on this track so that later on, when we go to get the other side done, they can use the side that's already completed and go around the track builders again and then switch back to the right side of the track right before they get into the intersection. So to do this, we're going to use these little wooden segments because they're, really cheap to make. We're going to go through this part, and then what I want to do, I think, is just extend this out a little bit. I think we're going to go about, let's say here is fine. We're going to make a crossing here. It needs to be the other direction, though, doesn't it? It does. It doesn't need to be this way. So let's cancel this really quick. Cancel that. We need to have this rail segment from this side. This is the side they're going to be using when they go to bypass later. And then they'll need to go this way. So we're going to put this in, all right? It's a pretty straightforward little segment to do. So they'll do that when they can. And then once they're done with that little segment, we'll move these signals back here. And, oh, are you going to stop in the intersection now? It's because I made this an intersection now, didn't I? Yeah, that's why. Okay, tell you what, we do need to move the signals already then. So we'll just start this. We'll start this process right now by moving it that way, and then the chain signal can go here, and then we'll get rid of these two. All right. Now we shouldn't have any issues there. Okay, so once that little segment's done, we can then shut down this whole track, and we'll electrify this whole thing all the way around the mountain. Okay, that sounds like a good plan to me. The next thing I wanted to do is one of these passenger trains is really old. This one here is 67%. All right. It ain't great. In fact, I think right now it's shut down. It's not broken down. It's waiting for this train to leave. But this train's already leaving, so I feel like we should probably put signals even closer here to get that to happen. This is destroyed. Let's cancel this too, and then just cancel the cancel. I think right here we also need it to be able to get that train to move on to this side of the tracks later too, right? That needs to be possible. So we're going to need to have another wooden track segment. I think right about here would be fine. And we're just going to go and do something like this, right? That's going to let the trains get on this side of the track. It's a temporary thing, of course. So eventually all these wooden segments that we're building today, they're all going to get torn down. So you're not going to have to worry about it anymore. They'll all get torn down. But I want them to be able to continue in this direction. This loop is really important because when I shut this whole thing down, they don't have a way to go around and go back the other direction. And like I could give them that ability, but then I want to be able to also electrify all of this. So there's always going to be a time where the tracks don't there's always going to be a time where there's a certain segment that's not available, and there needs to be redundancy in the system so that they always have a detour, right? So that's what I'm trying to design. I think, though, in order to really have that happen, I need this to be a crossing. I think so, yeah. It needs to be a crossing. So we're going to do both directions here, too. Because later on, when I start shutting this down to electrify this, the trains will come from this side, and then they'll have to turn around and go back that way, right? So they need to be able to get off both sides. So yeah, that crossing needs to be done too. So let's get that prompted with the rail construction office. Let's make sure that it has all these jobs. It should auto search that one. Yeah, it did. But I don't know if it can auto search this one. It might be too far away. And indeed, it looks like it is. It's not already outlined green, so you need to have it outlined green like that. All right. So they should be able to take care of that. This is in progress right now. Very good. And I think that's it for now. But the really old passenger train, there's one that's like 67%, right? This one. I think I'm going to swap this out and get it repaired, right? We don't want passenger trains needing, like, shutting down. Trains shutting down on the line is a bad thing. Worse than trucks. Because in addition to, like, the trucks, you know, other trucks can just go around the shutdown truck. But trains cannot go around a shutdown train. So I kind of need to do that. So this locomotive here, we're going to swap it out and give it a route with this train that we bought a little while ago, this one here. We're going to copy your schedule to this one, and then we're going to send this one out on its way. Now that this one is leaving, it should be leaving the station. There it goes. This one here, the old one has 210 capacity. This one here has a 318. It can also take more people, so I guess that's fine too. But we're now going to tell this one to go to the depot. And doing that is going to allow it to get repaired as it sits there. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to do this. I kind of wish... I don't know. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to, like, keep your trains with dedicated routes repaired, right? Like the distribution office, these are always repaired because they're in a set building, and the repair centers can just drive a truck in here and repair the trains. But trains with dedicated routes, they don't seem to be able to do that. And so, like, you have to take them off the line. I think you have to babysit them manually, which I don't really like that. I wish there was like a station like this, right? Where, like, an end station, if they're sitting in the end station, they could get repaired. Very similar to how the trucks do it in the end station, right? Except with this case, I just don't think they're going to be sitting in the end station long enough to get repaired. I guess how you would probably do this is you'd have to have like sort of like a rail yard, if you will, and have like many different end stations, and then like have all of the trains that have dedicated routes. All of them would have to tag up the end station, and then you just maybe have 20-30% more trains than you need, so that there's always one sitting around, and then they can get constantly repaired that way. Maybe that's how that works. I don't know. We're going to buy a few more cars over here. We're not really producing our own yet, so we're just going to buy a whole bunch of them here. Get some of these in here. There we go. And so they can go around and find a car here and start going to work wherever they want to go from that point. We have quite a few people without a job, and this is going to lead to escapes as well. If we take a look at our population, we got 70 escapes this month already, right? Not really already. It's May. It's 22. So it's more than halfway done with the month. But 70 escapes. So this stuff happens when you don't cater to their needs. If they haven't found a job in a while, or they're just persistently not able to get things that they want, they'll leave. These 35 of these guys are not able to participate in sports, right? Not 38 in here, no sports. 35 in here, no sports. So if I keep giving them no sports, that's what's going to happen. Well, the thing is, we've got sports here, but like this is 12 people at a time, and you have like I have 1,500 people here, right? So clearly need more sports capacity. We also have this, but they won't go here, and that's because I think it's because the sewage tank is overflowing. Did I not put this in here? You are just out of range. Wow, you are just out of range. So this is that, buildings are in a square thing, right? So it's clear that this sewage tank's range is in a square that's like in this shape here, right? So it's able to go further in this direction, but since it's it's always, think of it like a television, right? The longest distance is diagonal, right? And so that's the same thing with this. So I can't reach that because the line, I suppose you can kind of see it, the line of its range is like right here. So I need another sewage tank. That's a problem. That is a problem. You don't reach it either. I mean, another one. Well, I mean, this is going to need it anyway, too. So I suppose we could probably just make do with this. So let's move a sewage tank to be over here. We'll say it's maybe right over in this area. How about right next to this over here? Okay, right here, if I can get it. Yeah. We'll pop a sewage tank there. That'll be able to provide for this. In the meantime, though, I think I'm going to need like sewage trucks and water trucks and things like that to just help with this, because I really want to get these guys going. So I think it's probably an okay idea to have another technical service office over here. And if we were to put it like right here, I think this would be good because, I mean, I kind of wanted other things to be here. Maybe it could be over here instead. Definitely want other things to be on this side. Maybe I put it over here. The goal is to just have like 1 or 2 sewage trucks extra, and then also be able to provide additional snow plows and things like that. So maybe better over here. Now I'm getting up the mountain again. I still haven't figured out exactly what I want to do up here. Honestly, I've been focused on a lot of other things. So, I mean, I don't know. This is not that important to me. If it just stays a mountain, I'd be okay with that too, I think. Why don't we flip this over? And we'll maybe put these 2 offices right next to each other, and we can have one of these have the water trucks and sewage trucks and stuff. We can maybe put this... Ooh, okay. Maybe I'm going to need to get into my tools here really quick, I think. Yeah, something like this. And then bring that down. And then can we put that in here now? It's not right up against it, but is it close enough? I think so. I could just scoot it while I hold down the mouse. Kind of close enough, right? Now they got the power pole right there too, so that's going to be in the way. If I could put it right up against it, that'd be good, but I think that power pole is going to be in the way of making this road, so I am going to have to move it over a little bit more. It's going to have to be about here instead. Yeah, no big deal. It's fine. We'll put that there. And then I think a gravel road is acceptable here, just to make it nice and quick. Okay. So we're going to get the helicopters to work on that for me, and we're going to get our road crews and stuff to manage that gravel road as well. So another technical service office over here. I don't think this one's going to have garbage trucks. I think I have enough garbage trucks. If you take a look at the overlays. Okay, so there's like one that's 100% there. And obviously these are all 100%. And then there's 100% here. Is it just this? Normally when you see this, it's a certain type of garbage. So in this case, biological waste. So if I increase the capacity for biological, that takes care of that. If I go over here, what's this one? Is it like plastic or something? No, the biological waste is full. So we'll just kind of go like that. Now, 100% really doesn't cause a lot of pollution. It's not overflowing, right? So if there's not enough storage for biological waste, they'll start putting the biological waste in the mixed containers. You can see we're already starting to do that. So 100% is not a bad deal. It's not harming anyone. It's completely fine. It's when you go over 100%, then you start seeing the icons where they overflow. That's when you start getting pollution problems. Okay? So if you see 100% anywhere, it's not a big deal. If you see 100% on these buildings, it's because, again, they are processing the garbage, so they're always full because they're kicking it out to the next place, right? And I think that's all working really well, too, so never mind. I have, in between videos, I had to redirect my technical service offices so that they do not bring the biological waste to this building, because this building is full. And some of the offices apparently didn't get the memo because they are starting to do that loop thing again that they do. So I need to figure out which one are you. All right, hazardous waste is not assigned here. Excuse me. That's no good. Put that there. Biological waste, I want you to take it to... You're way over here, though. You know what? That's too far. Just take your biological... Just take your biological waste to the border, honestly. Like, whatever. Just take it to the border. I don't care. You're already taking the aluminum scrap to the border. I think maybe you should do that over here. I'm not sure how that happened. Right here, please. Anyone else? Anyone else over here not know where to put hazardous waste? That's a problem. There should be another technical service office here. Yeah, hazardous waste. No go. It's because I had to rebuild this. Oh man, are they all that way? No, they're fine. They know where to pay. Yeah, they got it. We're good. I also have this office now. Oh, this one's done. Yeah, this one's done. All right, good. Never mind. I have this one. So we can add some plows in here. And then I want like a water truck and stuff too, because the water's right here. So we can add the water truck in here. This is not a waste. We're still going to have this because all this is going to start having people and big buildings and things like that. So we're going to need more of these guys anyway. But I'd like to get, I think, one of these water trucks in here. Let's go with the blue one. That's nice. We can get a large sewage truck if I can too. 11, that's fine. Let's get like that one. One water truck, one sewage truck. I think that's going to be fine. Then we're going to add, I think, probably 1, 2, 3 snow plows. And then we'll gauge sort of what the need is from that point. And, you know, if we need more garbage trucks, we'll add it. If we don't, then, we'll add plows or whatever. And then we want the roads. I want you to focus on the one-way roads and asphalt roads with lamps, all the asphalt roads and stuff. All right. So when this is done, we'll have the one-way roads all the way out to here at least, which will be pretty good for us. And then I'd like to see these cars come in here. We're not here yet. Oh, speaking of cars, honestly, in this area, like having a gas station would be a great idea too, wouldn't it? Like get some gas before you head out of here. I think so. How about we give you a fuel station? How about a one-way fuel station? Huh? Yeah, one-way fuel station like right here would be okay. Like that. They can whip right in here from this road. We can go out like that. And then over back onto the road. Oh, you're gonna stop me, aren't you? Right there is fine. Yep, right there is fine. So get another fuel station right here. So all these guys who have cars here, they'll leave this direction if they need fuel, and then off they go. Perfect. And then hopefully they get on this, and then they'll be like, I need to go, on this road. And then they'll hop on this, and then they'll just drive all the way over onto the highway, and off they go. Yep, good. Okay, next thing. Let's real quick check to see if this is done yet. Not quite. It's getting there. We're tearing this stuff down too. I need to get that going too. Let's have this go faster speed. And then another thing I wanted to check on while we're waiting for this is plastic and electrical components. So we're making plastic here right now, and it's bringing in oil. So you don't see the oil here, and every once in a while it says it's missing something. Are these guys just not bringing it fast enough, or what's the deal? Let's add another one of these forklifts in here. So they're set up to, they should be, set up to drop off the chemicals at this building. We should have chemicals. Oh, we're missing wood. Huh? Really? Where's my wood truck? Where's my wood truck? All the way down to related vehicles. Where are my wood truck? You. What are you doing? Do we not have any wood? Kind of looking that way. I mean, there's no wood in here. What you doing? going on? You're not logging fast enough? Is the sawmill taking it all? It shouldn't be. I only got 5 people max working there. I can put 10 people in here. That's fine. There was a period of time for a while, though, where I had, workers being redirected here. So that maybe that was the case, too. We just didn't have enough in the saw. But there's plenty of trees to cut down in here. So, like, we're also growing them ourselves and stuff, everything, too. So let's real quick do this. I want to have this done. Not that it's necessary. It was really kind of a... I don't think this was ever necessary. But it's fine. All right, so, I mean, I'm going to need, I guess, another logger, right? It's looking like I need another logger. So how about we get this dude here? 22 tons of wood this thing can carry. We'll get another logging truck in here to help out with that because we need wood brought over here. And this one's got it, but it's going to run out soon. So as we get chemicals, they bring it over here, and then we make the plastics, right? Plastics gets brought to this. We have 38 tons, or 35.8 tons of plastic in here. And then I need the distribution office to recognize that there is a plastic supply here and pick it up here instead of the border. That's what I'm looking at. Can I stop picking things up from the border? So at this train station, you are allowed now to load plastics. Okay. I also think if we go over to the customs house, I should now be able to remove the load on plastics here as well, which leaves the only resources we're buying from the border now are electronics and meat. All right. Now let's take a look at electronics as well. We're going to put this over here. Take a look at electronics as well, because we've been making those too. All right. Electrical components get produced. Electronics get made. It gets popped into this warehouse. It gets taken out of this warehouse by the forklifts and brought over here. And we now have 63 tons of electronics over here as well. So we could be picking up electronics in this side too. So I'm thinking we also tell this not to purchase electronics from the border anymore either. And instead, we come down, we find the industrial, not aggregate, it's this one. Nope, that's the steel mill. It's this one. Yep. So we want to tell this now to load electronics. It's already doing that. That's good. And we unload plastics here. Yes. Okay. Everything's set up the way it's supposed to be then. Unload chemicals as well. Do we have a good supply of chemicals over here? Or are we lacking that? Maybe that's the reason. We got 129 tons. So yeah, no, we're good there. Okay, so now the only thing we're buying from the border is meat. We're getting there. It's very close to being self-sufficient, aren't we? Huh? Only meat is the only thing left. And of course, you know where that industry is going to be. We just need to build it, and then we just need to have a lot more people in here so that they can work it, right? I'm thinking I might actually put a few houses like over in the hills. I think it'd be kind of interesting to have some people living way up in the hills. I don't know. Like maybe there's like 100 or 200 people or so up here that just have cars and they go down the mountain to get to work or whatever. I mean, I just think that's an interesting idea. So I might explore that idea too. We'll see. I don't have the plows being told to focus on the right roads. In fact, I don't think that's plows. I think my plows are... Oh, my plows are in there. Yeah. So let's make sure you're focusing on those one-way roads and the roads with lamps and stuff. It's really important that plows get on with what they're doing. I don't have any plows in that one. I should have plows on this one. Yeah. So we'll have you focusing on a 1,000-meter radius, of course. And then let's make sure that you are really hitting the one-way roads hard. All right. I want you guys to make sure you're doing all those roads. We can give a few more gravel too, but it's whatever. All right. I think I'm ready to go ahead and close this road down and start getting this one to be asphalt as well. So we're just going to have this project be done. And we're going to have these segments here done. Let's just do this part first. This little segment here first is fine. We'll make sure that the locals are doing that. We don't need like far away places to do that. We can also do this part here too. I think is a good idea. That part there. I'm not sure I need to connect that. They can always just go around, right? The problem is like they're actually, moving on this road. The farm vehicles and stuff will be moving on this road. So I don't want them to have to wait for that. So yeah, fine, whatever. Connect that too. And then So this road is basically shut down already anyway, so we can just go ahead and do all the way. Get this one done all the way. Yeah, and then we'll have... I guess we'll just do all of it. Why not? Did I just see lights flickering? I think we just saw lights flickering. Yeah, buildings without power supply. Oh? Why? Oh? Were you receiving it? You weren't receiving it from this. No way. Maybe. Oh, I shut this thing off, but I didn't shut you off. I didn't shut you off. Or did I? Did I not connect this again? Wait, I thought I connected this. Didn't we do this in a past video? Oh my goodness. I did. I screwed that up, didn't I? Wow. Huh. Well, my memory sucks. Let's get that done with haste, please. I want everyone on this. Every office, every set of workers, helicopters. They can't help me. That's fine. Whatever. Helicopters can do other things anyway. Like building this building. They can't tear things down. This road is done, so I can now at least get that going. This office is done as well. We need to buy vehicles here. So this is going to need a combination of things. A lot of covered hulls, because a lot of the resources they're going to be moving around are covered hull-based resources. So we're going to want a lot of little trucks. We don't need high capacity here. So I'm thinking probably we can go with these. This would be okay. Maybe we'll go with like the blue ones here. We could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's probably a good number for covered hulls here. And then we're going to go with open hulls for the rest of it. Now steel and transporting steel, that could be a little bigger capacity. I actually like these ones here for this. They're old though. How come I can still buy this? That's from 1977. Why can I still buy that? Didn't I have the vehicle availability? Lock according to year. Lock start according year. Lock according year is on. But I can still buy this? That's odd. It should have ended in 1977. It's 1991 right now. Huh. Like all the other vehicles that are available. No, this one here too, 85. Interesting. Huh. Well, it's a decent truck. 13 tons capacity. I don't think it's cheaper than this one at 12 tons capacity, right? So that's what I'm kind of looking at here. So we're gonna buy 4 of those. I'm not sure why I'm allowed to have those, but we're going to buy 4 of those. And then we'll make sure we connect. Now, I'm going to connect this because it's going to allow the single connection to exist for both of these buildings. So it means I can free up another connection for somewhere else. So I'm all right with that. We're also going to want to get this connected as well. I think. Probably not this one. These are all... Yeah, we need to be able to pick things up from here. We're going to add this as well as a loading point because we're going to want to bring crops into this building. After that, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. It's our connection points there. And now we just wait for the vehicles to get in here so I can tell them what to do. But this is going to be unload points as well for here. Okay, good. And then I'm thinking probably this isn't done yet. I need that to start, so please do that. I also have this distribution office. Oh, we're running out of fuel, aren't we? Right, because this burnt down, and so now all my fuel trucks are... Oh, okay. My gas stations. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Okay, we need this fast. We need oil tankers in here fast. I wasn't going to use this one for oil tanker stuff, but I am now. So we're going to say the 25-ton ones, honestly, are pretty freaking huge. I think it's okay to go lighter than that, though. So we're going to go with... let's just go with the darker ones here. 1, 2, 3... Honestly, just 4, 5. Let's make a whole new set of fuel stuff. I need you to get your fuel from here, and then you are going to be refueling there. That place, you're going to refuel there. You're going to refuel the offices and stuff as well. The farms, the offices, yeah, directly. Right there. This fuel station there. This one here. That one up there. We have this one down here. This one right here. Where else are my fuel stations at? I thought there was another one, but I'm going to have to probably put another one over here or something. But that should be good enough on connections for now. And then there's another one right there we need to do. Yeah, and then the construction offices should probably get hooked up to fuel as well. And then I want my technical service offices as well. Maybe we remove one of the farms. Or not the farms, the small distribution offices in the farms. They can always use the gas stations, right? So I'd rather have my distribution office here, not have to seek fuel. All right. So now these trucks will hopefully spring to life. They're going to go all the way over to the nearest fuel station, which is... This is the only one that has fuel left in it. Oh, gosh. Hey, at least I figured that out before everyone was completely shut down with no fuel, right? At least some people can get fuel. There's some over here still. So that'll help there. And then I need this to be accelerated because I want more fuel trucks now too. So, yeah, can you guys maybe get on that? Pretty please. Helicopters, can you do this? Yeah, let's get you on that too. All right, so this road can go. We don't need this. Get rid of that. Now we have this nice in here, and then eventually we'll tear this out too. So like this one goes away and that's it. Although, if you are going to get your resources from here to take them out, you could probably deal with that dirt road for now. It does provide a shortcut for these guys to get there. Take the resources out of here. So I want you to take the resources out of here for now. This is what you'll do. You'll load everything out of here, and you're going to bring it to this one, and you'll unload your resources here, okay? We're going to say we want mechanical components and electrical components, because that's the only thing there is to load here. So these trucks should now spring to life. Come over here to get this stuff. At least I'm hoping they do that. Once they have fuel, of course. They're going to have fuel first. It looks to me like this is going to be busy enough to need paving. Probably. I think we'll probably need asphalt here as well. We're already getting a good amount of progress on that stuff. That's nice. We don't really need this road, so we could get this started too. At least this part of it. We can get that part of it shut down and start working on that. And I think also this little segment here probably should get started too. So let's bring the other road crews in for this. Probably going to need assistance to get these things done. There we go. To get them done in a reasonable amount of time anyway. All right. Repair centers should now start getting all the resources. Can we get... We can't get plastics delivered here yet, so we're going to have to work on... there's going to be some extra connections we need to make with the train distribution office over there. And we also need to start making our own plastic locally at the steel mill too. Like we need plastic to be made over here too, which means chemicals are constantly being shipped in here. And I'm thinking I was gonna do I had a lot of different ideas on what I wanted to do in this area, but I think making plastic here makes sense. I've just been kind of thinking about it, and I'm thinking 2 plastics here makes a lot of sense. The only problem with this is that there's just no oil to bring here, and there's no real way to bring oil in. One place we could get oil is here. If I remember correctly, there's some oil over here. So if I was to go, I'm just checking, make sure I'm right about that. There was some oil right here. Yeah. So we could start trying to figure out how to get this oil accessed and get that pumped into here as a dedicated source for oil. Remember, each pump jack at most is 7 tons, and each one of these plastics are going to take 27 tons. So Still don't have enough enough oil. And that's the big problem right now, is like making plastic here doesn't work, which is why I was going to make it over here, because we have all this oil. These oil pump jacks and these oil pump jacks here can all funnel oil into a plastic bit here. And then we have the rail here, which it can then just be sent on rail, get it over into this area, and be constantly dropped off here. So it's a long-term project, right? I'm kind of like thinking ahead here and kind of like sharing with you what I'm thinking about right now, which is that. So this is done now. So with this being done, we can start electrifying this side of the track. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this to be that direction. Okay. Is that what I want to do? No, it doesn't really matter. This could be two-way. It's fine. What we really care about, though, is that this signal doesn't need to exist. This one doesn't need to exist. Neither does this one or this one or this one or this one, right? We can just get rid of all of these signals. We're not going to have a train on this side until all the track building is completed. All the way to here, okay? And then we'll go ahead and have this be a two-way. Let's go mixed here as well, okay? So now I'm going to have this whole segment, seeing if the whole thing is really all one segment or not. Looks like it. Yep. So there's no additional waypoints. Excellent. So this whole thing now, we've told it to electrify this. Now, normally paying for this would be an incredible amount of resources. It'd be 54 tons of steel. But what we really only need to bring here, and you know, the gravel and everything, 236 prefab panels, right? We don't need all of this. We only need the 10 tons of electrical components, because the rest of this rail is done already. And that's why it's so fast. So now this whole side is shut down, and with that, it's going to allow trains to continue operating here, no problem, right? The trains get to just keep running the same way they are, no stoppages, no shutdowns, everything's fine. Over here, I want to have a signal here. I just don't have enough room with this road to move the road. This is a dirt road, so it doesn't really matter as long as I can get a replacement somewhere. There we go. Let's tear this road out. Like that. Yep. I have a replacement road. And then I want to put signals right here instead. So let's do that. Something like that. That's going to allow trains to move in a little faster. Yeah, I think probably could even do this too. That's fine, because it's going to allow trains to get closer together as they deliver passengers and stuff. All right. But now we get this crossing, so as the trains come this way, they're going to go this way now because that's the normal way. But once we shut this side of the tracks down to electrify it, they will then shift themselves over to this side, and they'll just return on the side we've already electrified. And then they'll come in and cross right here to get on the proper side of the track again. So effectively, this here is a one-way, even though there's two tracks, it's one direction. It's from left to right relative to the screen right now. And it's going to be that way until both sides are electrified. And then once both sides are electrified, this now serves as the back and forth for this entire area so that I can electrify the rest of this stuff, right? So there's redundancy built into the system. When we get over into here and we go to electrify this stuff, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, okay? Because we have this side, and that's redundant, right? That's our detour, but trains need to be able to turn around in the stations. So we go in right here, for example, they're going to be on this side of the track. They're going to want to go back the other direction because they can't go that way anymore. We're electrifying that side. So I've got a crossing right here that I've put in that's going to allow them to do that. It's going to come through here and do that so they can get out. Another wooden temporary thing. I don't have that everywhere. I just did it there. So I need to do it over here too. So these passenger trains are not that long, and I'd like to do this in a place where it's not going to be very disruptive. But I don't think I'm going to have that luxury, so I'm probably going to have to do it back here anyway. So I'm going to put a temporary one right here, I think. And then I need to move these signals back in order to make that happen for now. Okay. Also have a segment of track that is definitely underground. Don't like that. Ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. Same thing with the walking path too. Interesting. Can I do the same thing with the walking path? Yes, I can. It still doesn't look good. Depends on the angle, I guess. As you zoom in, the terrain kind of gets pulled up or something. But zoomed out, it looks okay. All right. They'll definitely be able to auto search that, so they'll take care of that part here too. It's not that disruptive, but it will, you know, if there's a track builder here, it's just a little wooden segment, so whatever. Okay. So gosh, this has been a kind of a lot of talking and a lot of setup for this video, but we're at 55 minutes already. It's just nuts. I feel like I didn't get anything done. That's how I feel anyway. I hope you guys feel differently than I do about that. I don't have anything being brought here right now. Oh, it's because it doesn't have a power supply. Right. So I need that power hook back up in order for that to have power, and then they'll bring things to there because then it has power. Because they won't do anything. They won't bring anything to an unpowered building. That's right. So we still need the demolition offices to get the hell in here and do what they're supposed to do. This is a demolition office. Why aren't you doing this? I don't have you. Were you not an option? Turnacova Farms demolition office. Unless you don't have. Oh, you do. Workers. Oh, there's no spot for workers. Because I demoed the bus stop. There you go. Go get the workers. There you go. I demoed the bus stop and then I rebuilt it and I never selected the source again. All right. So that's the reason. They just need work days to finish it. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. This has been another Workers and Resources episode for you. Hopefully you feel better about our progress today than I do. There's just a lot of stuff to consider. And this is a game that takes a lot of... It's just so complex. There's so many different things that have to work together, right? But we're at 20,000 people. We've been pretty much stuck at 20,000 for a while. And that's okay with me. I'm all right with this. This is a stable spot. And until we really get all these fine-tuned things sorted... and then once we have this neighborhood, we'll have, you know, firmly over 20,000. We'll probably have like, you know, 20 and a half. One thing we can do to help with this, although I still need to actually build the apartment buildings and stuff for it. And then I do want to get going with more housing over here too, to get more people over here. But one thing we can do to help with this is the research. Medical university research. Increased birth rate. Totally do this. That will help us as well. But there's no point in that if there are still people without a flat. And right now we have 138 people without a flat. Don't provide housing, they start moving away. That's what a lot of our escapes are. It's people who aren't getting what they want, housing included. So eventually they move away, right? There's no point in having increased birth rates unless we have a lot of housing available. So I'm not going to bother with that yet, but we're going to go vaccine development so we don't lose the people we already have. Okay? So that's it for now. I'll keep jamming on this. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you. I hope you guys will like the video and stuff. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.